Welcome back to another episode of Suit Up for Storytime, with me as your host. Today's video is called Brothers Can Be Jerks. If you've ever had a brother or a sibling, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, for this, I decided to go and find, yes, I found an actual dictionary. The Random House College Dictionary, revised edition. Random House sounds really weird to me, but whatever. I pulled out a dictionary for this purpose because when I was a child, I was extremely gullible. Emphasis on extremely. But just in case, I'm going to look up gullible in the dictionary. I know it sounds ironic. Gullible. Oh look, there's a picture of me. Just kidding. Easily deceived or cheated. Easily deceived, which means you're lied to very easily and it's not hard to mess with you and trick you. So, with this story, I had gone out to a garage sale somewhere in the neighborhood and I had bought this cool little jar glass with a cork on it. I thought it looked old time and it looked really cool to me, so I was like, oh cool, bought it for like $1. But this jar, I was young and I love fantasy and magic stuff, and in my mind I was just imagining, oh, this is where I'm going to keep my potions and my health drinks and all that kind of cool stuff, and it's going to be awesome.
What you see before you, ladies and gentlemen, is a curious little potion known as Felix Felicis.
My brother comes walking downstairs and he has a glass with him and he's just drinking the glass. Now, I'll learn to drink one day. Now I looked over and said, oh, what have you got? Now in my head, I'm not so stupid that I don't recognize Kool-Aid. Punch, whatever you want to call it, in this case Kool-Aid. I was like, hey, what do you got there? My brother just keeps drinking along. Kind of ignoring me, watching TV. I'm like, hey, what have you got? Where'd you get it? Because in my mind, I'm like, hey, I want some. And my brother looks and goes, huh? Now this is my older brother who decided I was gullible. And he decides to tell me, what, this? I was like, yeah, that's what I'm asking you for. Where'd you get it? I want some. Now, those of you saying, why didn't you just go upstairs and look in the refrigerator? I could have. I should have. But I didn't. And that's where you get the story time from. So he looks at me, and I guess he decided, I'm going to be a jerk right now. So he looks at me and says, oh, it's just water. And I said, water with what? Because I might be gullible, but I'm not as stupid. And I said, water with what? And he goes, it's just water. And I said, water's clear. I'm not dumb. Where did you get it? Like, what did you put in there then? Now, you might be thinking, why didn't you just go upstairs and do this? Now, as I said, gullible, I figured, hey, if it really is just water, what else did he put in there? And he says, no, it's just water. It's just superheated. And in my head, I went, wait, what? And he goes, yeah, it's just superheated water. I went and put it in the microwave for a long time and came out red. What about it? Oh, I cannot drink today. God. I'm dying. I'll learn to drink one day. So, I looked and said, what do you mean it's superheated? And he said, yeah, if you just get water really, really hot, look, it's red hot. That's what they mean when they say something's red hot. It turns red. And I'm like, huh. So the little kid gears are turning, and this is where the extremely gullible part comes in, because in my head I'm like, he's right. When things get hot, they turn red. Fire's red. When metal gets hot, it turns red. I guess the same thing happens to water. Now, before you ask, have I never seen boiling water before? I had. It just did not click in my head. Thank you. So I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. Why not? So I went and I grabbed my new awesome jar that I was going to put all my spell potions in, my health potions, whatever. In my mind, I'm thinking magic and fantasy. So I go and I fill it up with water. And I put it in the microwave. And I hit it for a minute. And I waited. And I waited. And I waited. Bing! Open up the microwave, minute's over. It's warm, but it's not red. It's just warm. I was like, huh. All right, I must have to put it in for longer. He said superheated. So I put it in, hit it for another minute, and waited. And waited. This tastes awful, by the way. And waited. Bing! Open up the microwave. Still, I mean, it's hot. But it must not be superheated because it's still clear, it's not red yet. And I'm thinking, dang, what am I doing wrong? All right, another minute. Put it in. And then I wait. And I wait. Why am I still drinking this if it doesn't taste very good? So, and I wait. Bing! I open it. It is really hot. Like, I cannot touch this water anymore. And I then hear, just as I go to move it, I hear, and I hear and see the glass spiderweb crack on the side. And I went, this awesome, cool bottle that I just bought is now cracked on the side. Due to, yes, too much heat. So I leave it in the microwave for a little while. I go back downstairs to then yell at my brother, who's still drinking his Kool-Aid. And I said, what gives? You just told me that if I superheat water, it'll turn into punch like this and it'll turn red. That didn't happen. I just put water in the microwave for like 3 minutes. All it did was break my little jar, and that was it. And he looks at me and goes, you believed that? Man, you're dumb. It's Kool-Aid from the fridge. I just made a batch. And just goes on to keep drinking. Now, in my head, I am furious at two things. One, him, because he just lied to me and just broke my glass. Two, I am mad at myself for being so gullible that I believed all I had to do was superheat water to get punch. Gullible, easily deceived, or lied to. And when you have brothers, they take advantage of that. All right. Now, I said brothers are jerks, not brother. Oh. Yes, I cannot drink apparently properly. Brothers, meaning older and younger. Now, I have a younger brother. Love him to death, but also there were times when I did not like him. And if you've seen my previous one, he was the one that I threw a teddy bear at, and he had to get stitches because of it. So whether this happened before or after that, I don't remember, but it equaled out. So we were in bunk beds downstairs. I was on the top bunk because I was the older brother, and as older brother, everybody wants the top bunk. Keynote, you do not want the top bunk. The top bunk sucks. I've already talked about that, but top bunk sucks. So I'm on the top bunk laying there, and it's bedtime, so I'm just partway asleep. And my brother, excuse me, lying below me, pulled out. I don't know why he had an extension cord with him, but he did. But he realized if he held one end of it, he could smack me with the extension cord, middle of the chest. I was like, and the first time I woke up and then it was gone. And I'm like, something just hit me, but I looked to the left and I looked to the right and I'm like, my brother's not out of bed. There's nothing up here. I was expecting to see somebody there like smacking me on the chest. Didn't happen. And I'm like, ow. Okay, maybe I just somehow imagined it and smacked myself, or I don't know. So I start to go close my eyes again and suddenly it hits me again. And I'm like, ow. And this time I verbally just, ow, what in the, and I can hear laughter. And I'm like, now I'm still trying to sleep, so I'm not completely aware of what's going on. I'm like, what in the, and I'm like, knock it off, go to bed. Laid back down. About 30 seconds later, ow! He is now just full on slapping just swinging this extension cord, smacking me with it. And it hurts. And now he's doing it with more speed. And he's doing it even sooner. Or less, you know what I mean. He's doing it more often. There we go, I can use words. So he's doing it more often or faster. And I am now yelling because I've got an extension cord coming up and smacking me. Possibly in retribution for the teddy bear. But let's not go there. And he's just giggling now. Knock it off! And I hear my dad yell down the stairs, whatever it is, knock it off, go back to bed. And I was like, ugh. And I'm like, but he's hitting me. And my dad's like, knock it off, go back to bed. About 10 seconds later, whack, the extension cord nails me again. I'm like, oh! So this time I'm yelling like, oh, knock it off. And my dad comes downstairs, comes in the room and goes, what is going on? And I said, he's hitting me with an extension cord. And my brother goes, yeah. And my dad goes, you're hitting him with an extension cord? And my brother goes, yeah. So my brother was being honest about it. I was like, yeah, I'm hitting him with an extension cord. It's kind of fun. And my dad's like, well, knock it off. Go to sleep. And left the room. One minor detail he kind of missed, and my brother caught on to this immediately, was, haha, he didn't take the extension cord. After 5 or so minutes of me thinking, okay, we're good now, he started attacking me again. Until finally my dad came downstairs and took it away and told us to go back to sleep, and told him to knock off hitting me with an extension cord. But I heard my brother tell this story probably about a year or so ago, and his favorite part is he said, I remember when Dad came downstairs and said, well, stop hitting him with an extension cord. And he said, and then Dad left. And my first thought was, oh, he didn't take the extension cord. Sweet, I'll just keep going then. I love him, but I hate him at the same time sometimes. So yeah, he just kept the extension cord and kept wailing me and wailing me and wailing me. So, brothers can be jerks. Be nice to your siblings. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have hit him in the face with a teddy bear. I didn't mean to. That's story time. Thanks for joining me. If you have a story about when your brother or sibling picked on you and what they did, let me know. Have a wonderful day.